Alright, so here we are back for part 3 of the Shane Plays Let's Play series of Serpent in the Staglands. So where we're at is we basically just kind of explored the initial starting area. Haven't really left the building. We accidentally got in a fight with an acolyte here in the monastery and killed him. And got some frying pans for weapons and stuff like that. So we're still kind of exploring around and trying to learn how things work. So that's where we're at. So let's get going again. All right. So here's these barrels. I still don't quite get the barrels. Oh yeah. Okay. So I got a torch. So I'm gonna pick that up. Sometimes you get, evidently, sometimes they blow up. Sometimes you get caught like in a sap trap, so I don't quite get everything or get how they work, but I guess it's just kind of a crapshoot for what you're going to get. All right, Lumen Acolyte. Can I assist you? I'll say, where do you hail from? He says, I'm from a small town in Quorum. When I was a lad, a traveling scholar roomed at my family's inn and talked of a temple where men and women studied the stars and moon, and I begged my pa and ma to allow me to join the temple. Say, what are your duties here? I usually sleep through the day and study at night, as the moon illuminates the sky and the stars are revealed. I am skilled with a quill and am charged with drawing the patterns of the night on parchment. Okay. I have other questions to ask of you. He says, I cannot dally long, but I will answer your questions. If you knew who I was, Lumen Acolyte, you would answer any question. You would dally as long as I chose, but I can't reveal who I am, even to my own acolytes. If you haven't watched the previous videos, we are a moon god that has been trapped in the mortal realm. What can you tell me of the area? Master Erlene keeps the Lumen Fortin safe from raiders and natives and the beast of the forest, but leaves the protection of his temple. But leave the protection of his temple, and you'll find yourself at the mercy of the wilds. There's an outpost known as Lebez where caravanners gather, and a traveler like yourself might find like-minded bodies. Okay, so I'm going to write that down over here in my journal, which there's no built-in journal to this. So outpost called Lebez. Meet like-minded travelers. So this is old school in the sense that the game doesn't hold your hand. I'll say wise advice, farewell. You have to do your own journaling and making notes and all of that. So this is very old school in that respect. So yeah, more barrels. Got another torch. Alright, let's hit this one. Oh, what is this? Biscotti. Now we just need some cappuccino. Let's see here. Rope. Well, these barrels are just full of stuff. And a bone. I have no idea what I can do with a bone. Let's see if we can find out. Why would I want a bone? A bone from an unknown source. Okay, I have no idea why I want it, but sure, why not? Alright. I don't think I've already been in here. Oh, what's that? Emeralds? Emeralds are the currency of this game. Salted meat. There's just a bevy, a veritable cornucopia of stuff in this part of the monastery. The remains of a large feast. Seared oxen meats, vegetables and fruits you don't quite recognize, along with a multitude of different spice soups surrounded by a few empty wine glasses. You note that your acolytes do quite well for themselves. I wonder if I feel bad about that, or if I'm happy for them. Staglands, what is this? These shelves are full of organized books, mostly dealing with histories outside the Staglands Peninsula. and you don't see anything of usefulness. Okay, what about over here? This book talks about a reclusive race of winged fairies that have been seen throughout the Staglands. While the race seemed quite interested in exotic, without more knowledge of woodland creatures, you're not sure what information you could gather from the text. Okay, so there's a lot of just real flavorful atmosphere in this game. You know, in other games, a lot of times like the Baldur's Gate games and Pillars of Eternity. Um, that shaking sound was my cat, by the way. She's behind my head, shaking her ears. But these games, they'll put flavor text like in books you find, and you have to read through the books. But this is more summarizing and just giving flavor of kind of a summary of what the books have in them. I kind of like that. Yet another acolyte. Can I assist you? Where do you hail from? Corin. Okay, so this is the same as the other guy. Yeah, okay. Farewell. Okay, so that's either the same acolyte or they just all say the same thing. You know, I don't even think there's a map. Like if I hit M, oh well, now that's nice. I didn't know I could do that. So M probably stands for magnify. But there's not even I don't even think an area map that I can see in this game. You know, maybe I'll discover otherwise as the game progresses, but I'm kind of feeling like there's not. So let's open up this door and go in. Shelves of uncategorized books detailing banal topics, anything from tweed weights, cloak makers in Quorum and Rumen, history of sea wars to the east, and other topics that do not aid you at this time. Cyprian, or is it Cyprian? I'm going to say Cyprian. He says, "Greetings, stranger." I'm going to say, "What are you studying?" My lord Intratus Saltus wishes to discover if the moon's passage would reveal the best times to plant and harvest his bog crops, and has sent me to discuss his theories with Lord Arlene. The lord seems rather preoccupied at the moment, perchance due to too much wine at the festival recently. No, he's preoccupied because his deity is trapped on Earth, or on the land of Vol. I have more questions to ask of you. What can you tell me of the area? He says, "It is a relief to leave the heavy marshes of my home, and I must admit that I envy the fertile farmlands of the area. The villagers seem a lucky lot to be under the gentle hand of Lord Arlene. Such is not always the case in other districts." Say, "I see. Farewell." Alright, so Arlene seems to be a nice guy. Let's see what's on this table. Oh, what have I found here? Linguist Words of Power. Huh. Incantation book. Okay, so that's cool. Let's see. What's that all about? A leather-cased tome with iron clasps to seal it, bound as a conduit for written incantations to be read aloud. Linguistics can be a powerful sorcery, given a delicate hand and spoken word. Right-click to use. Huh. And what's this? A tattered and slightly torn scroll, as if well used by the many apprentices over the years. Right-click to read. Huh. Copied from the works of the much-esteemed Vlad of Tongues and his ramblings on the uses of words of power in an incantation book. So this is talking about how to do incantations. We need prefixes and action words and the proper name of a target. Interesting. So there's slow down, lower the shields and defenses of a foe, know thy friend, decrease an enemy's agility, dull enemy's weapons so that it hits as though made of wood, make a wizard fumble about like an old man while casting a spell. There's a lot in here. So the prefixes. A master of tongues must first direct their words at the source. To curse an enemy, begin your incantation with the word Vrosk. To warp the environment, begin with main. Huh. I'm sure I will spend plenty of time learning how that works. Let's go down here and see what's going on. Looks like we found another kitchen. The last kitchen we found, we were snooping about and got into a fight. Water's boiling, a roasting duck, and what is this? A roasting duck. I don't see anything in here I can look at, so let's talk to this guy, the Lumen Cook. I think I'm on some kind of... Does that mean I can't talk to him? Or does that mean when I was looking around at my inventory, did I somehow... incantation. Oh, so, okay. So, enter your incantation. So this is how you do. Incantation must include prefix rune, true name of individual, and action. Curses become more powerful with more skill. So, So I guess you learn incantations as you go. Interesting. Regardless, it looks like I can't talk to this guy for whatever reason. So, let's go back out. It's been a long time since I played a game that didn't hold my hand. Used to, I would get too frustrated with them. In later years, my patience has developed, and hopefully I can hang with it. Okay, so for whatever reason, I'm getting a different icon here. I could not talk to the cook, but I can talk to RL here. He's like, yes. I'm going to say, what are you studying? He says, a rather bold question, no. I'm a mage, and I believe that the patterns of the night sky affect the brilliance of my spells. I can say, leave you to the knowledge you seek, mage. Yes. I'm going to say, what do you know of the area? Painfully barbaric, if you must know. Not a good meal to be had from here until the gates of Quorum. This temple boasts of a sumptuous beauty, yes, but the acolytes have less brains between them than one of those chickens in the courtyard. Especially that ox in robes working in the courtyard. Okay. I'll say farewell. What's on this table? Bottles of mead, which I can't do anything with. Mead, of course, is a drink, an alcoholic drink. I think made from honey. Amethyvian runic code, and the study of goblins. So let's see what all that's about. Rolled up note. Oh, what is this? So it's basically a one-for-one cipher system. Maybe we're gonna have to be deciphering some stuff. And what was the other thing? A study of goblins. A rolled up note. The parchment details a sketch of the local hunchbacked goblin, of which apparently is quite a nuisance to the locals. The scribblings on the back don't go into much detail, but suggest the creatures hunt in packs, scavenge and loot settlers for supplies, and otherwise live in the mainland woods. It also goes into some theorizing about mating with chickens, as breeding farms have been found and they make similar noises to the bird. So this was amended by a second writer labeling it as crude. Interesting. Right click to read. Okay, so they have spotted skin, they scavenge things, and they have low magic resistance. Okay, so we need to keep that in mind about goblins. What was this other thing again? It was okay, right. Basically the one-for-one cipher. I'm guessing at some point I'm going to find stuff that I'm going to have to translate myself. The volumes within these shelves are bound in thick ox leathers and old bronze frames. Scattered about are also scrolls of diagrams and charts dealing with the bloodless and mortals. Though without further philosophical insight, you don't quite understand what they would mean. So if I remember right, the bloodless in this game are sort of demigods. They're not quite gods, and they're not quite mortal. They're somewhere in between. If I remember right, Hercules, was he not a demigod? Was he not half divine in Greek? Was that Greek mythology? Alright, what do we got here? A large group of honeyed wine remains here, likely the last of what wasn't used for the festival. Ooh, look at those barrels. At least one barrel. I'm gonna knock it open. What did I, nothing? Was that a big fat nothing? Looks like nothing happened. Alright, what's over here? The aqueduct mechanics of the temple is a luxury rarely seen. The aqueduct mechanics of the temple. Okay, what is this? Well, I just did something. Oh, okay. Huh. What happened? Mead. I got some mead. So is that just triggering that? Okay. Why not? Okay. I'm going to try to look around here. Let me hit M, kind of go out a bit, and see if I've seen everything. I guess? I don't even know how to get out of here. Looks like I've kind of gone through everything that I can see. Okay, yeah, let's go back up here. I'm not quite sure how to get out of the monastery. And there's one other lady I'm supposed to find who I think is out, like, praying in a courtyard, I think. So I don't know if this is going to take me down to where I was. Let's find out. Yeah, this is where I was, right? So I don't know how I'm actually supposed to get out. Maybe I missed something. Okay, this goes up, so let's go back here. I feel like I'm missing something. Is there a door I didn't see, or? Wait a minute. Okay, this is where I started, so I want to go back here. Okay. So where did I not go? This is when it would be beneficial to be on Twitch and could get feedback from people watching. Ah, looks like I didn't go this way. Come on, fellas, where you at? Here they come. One thing I really like about Pillars of Eternity is, you know, you can speed things up as people are moving. That's quite nice. All right, what is it? Oh, look at this, a little. What is this symbol? Got a little thing that said your companions must all be present to travel onwards. Which, of course, the Infinity Engine and a lot of the BioWare games and stuff, they'll say you must gather your party before traveling forth. Before venturing forth, I think. Okay, what is it? Click on glowing objects to learn more about them. Some objects reveal more information when clicked on with the correct aptitude cursor. Okay. So the blood coming down the tombstone is the loading percentage. So. And now we're outside. All right, there's Erlene. Erlene is standing near the gates with a scroll in his hand, bags packed, and several worry lines creasing his brow. He hails you, and who will I have step forward? I think my diplomat is Elric. So let's step Elric forward. It might all be a prank, but I cannot shake a feeling that dark times are upon us. It seems unwise to draw attention to yourself, so I prepared a few items for you. I think it's best to travel as a spicer. They're known to be a curious type of merchant that moves freely and asks many questions. Perfect for you in your search for whoever means you ill. I say I can do that. A spice merchant visited recently and left behind her documents, granting her rights of trade. I'm afraid we couldn't locate them when she returned looking for them. A pity. But I'll give you them so that you will not be questioned, even in consuls and guild houses. Uh, Anywhere you recommend traveling. A spice merchant. You might seek out my brother in Emerald Metalis Consul Library. I'll give you a map. I can at least guarantee he will treat you well, and his libraries are extensive if you believe there is any help to be found in the histories of the Staglands. I doubt you'll find much in the northern districts. The lands are so sparsely settled they barely warrant a local government. I say you seem prepared to travel yourself. I leave immediately to Quorum. Your attacker might have more brewing than a locked portal, and where better to hide a plot than in that city. If I find anything, I'll try to get you word. Say, travel safely then, and thank you for your aid. I'll return as I may. I wanted to talk to him more. I would advise you to be on your way. I cannot protect you here very well. There was something I wanted to ask him about. Who should I should avoid? But this game, I'm already noticing, does not let you explore every conversation branch. So like choosing one, you may not necessarily be able to come back and choose the other, as many games will let you do. So it says we got new items. So let's see what we got here. We got the package documents of spice trade licensing, documents for impersonating an Eastern trader. Included is signed Orfsbridge console licensing for guild-free spice trade, a signet ring of a small swirling necklace with a star at the end, and merchant crest for cross-district travel. This should be enough to make arbiters open toll gates to access new districts if it need be, though I may be questioned about the forgeries within. It would be in good interest to study some of the information within. Okay, so how do I do that? Ah, here we go. So they're saying I may be questioned on this stuff. Decree of Judge Arbiter of the Staglands, 1226. I don't know what that would stand. Annual something. Holder of this license has full rights to sell, buy, and barter spices in the realm of the Staglands, including the Isle of the Lake, but excluding any domain of the Lacovinian Isles. Locations north of Lev are outside jurisdiction and remain open. Under the guild laws of the Staglands, the licensee may not be harassed, evicted, or shut down as long as the seller is operating within legal measures. Spices and trade laws are lifted, and his or her goods carrying are safe from any checks or unloading. If licensee has merchant crest, access to any Staglands district is warranted for trade. If the licensee has a complaint, they have the right to appear before the Justice Guild in Quorum. Okay. A lot of just really nicely done flavor in this game. Very, 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 very impressed. Okay, now what is this? Note from Erlene, a rolled up note. This piece of parchment looks like it was once sealed, as orange stains of wax remain from a torn top. The diagram within is a simple ink sketch of the Staglands Peninsula, likely distributed by the Merchants Guild from Quorum for marking with travel excursions. Maps of even this mediocre quality are still somewhat difficult to come by and take a well-trained craftsman to copy and ink by hand. They are usually very pricey, even uncolored and undecorated. Arlene has hastily linked two markers on the map, one of Lumen Fortin, which is where we're at right now, and the other a location in central Emerald Metalis. Scribed hastily on the back, somewhat smudged by rolling it too quickly, you read, "My brother resides in the library of the Emerald Metalis Consul. I will send words to you with my spies if fortune favors. Trust the words of those whose back of hands are tattooed with your domain insignia. Be safe, my lord." Okay, so I'm going to make a note of that. And that's why I'm off of the game now and over in a different tab, so that's why there's no music. But Erlene's brother is in a library of Emerald Metalis console. Erlene will send word to me with spies, if possible. I'm guessing he would send it to the Emerald Metalis console library. I'm guessing that's what he's saying. And he also says, trust the words of those whose back of hands are tattooed with your domain insignia. Trust the word of those whose hands are tattooed with domain insignia. And that's the backs of hands, right? Okay. Back to the game. So I think maybe if I right click on this, I get a map now. Yeah. So Augustin, I guess that's, I don't know, there's shrines, and I guess Augustin, that's his brother, I'm assuming. Is that right? Let's find out. One of Lumen Fortin and the other a location in central Emerald Metalis. I will send words. Okay, so I'm gonna take a look at this again. I guess this is his brother. I don't know what the other, I don't know which one of these is Lumen Fortin. So anyway, let's see what else we can find out. There was some lady that was like praying, I believe, that I want to try to find. I'm pretty sure that's what he said. That there was a woman like meditating or praying or something in outside in a courtyard. Ren is bogged down in sap spill, but I don't see any. There, I guess this box here, you'll get indicators of like if they have conditions on them. I don't see anything. What's up with the ducks? The duck appears to be digging for insects. What ho, duck? Duck ignores you. Walk away. All right. What ho, duck? There's a chicken. The chicken looks at you with glassy eyes. What ho, chicken? The chicken ignores me. So they're acting rather foul towards me. Ren is bogged down in sapspill. Wilhelm is bogged down in sapspill, but I don't see any. I don't see any difference in what my characters. Oh, Wilhelm slips. A lot of people slipped. Did they get hurt? No, it just put them prone for a moment. There she is, Catalina. Hello, Catalina. What ho, Spicer? That's what she says to me. See, Arlene said you might be willing to join me on my travels. Or what do you do at the temple? I'm going to say, what do you do at the temple? I'm not much for letters, so Arlene has me guard the courtyard. Lots of crop goblins lately. Not hard to get rid of, but it looks bad for the temple for visitors to be harassed in its own gates. Arlene said you might be willing to join me. He mentioned something of the sort to me before he left. Where are you going? I could say your impertinence is as unbecoming as your face. Somewhere that you can kill better game than crop goblins or Emerald Metalis, and then you can return. I'm going to say somewhere that you can kill better game than crop goblins. I'll do anything to get out of here. My axe is strong and I won't cause you any trouble. Say very well join us. No, for you'll desire nothing but my will. Bind Catalina to me, or on second thought, I think I'm better off without your aid. No, I'm going to take her. Very well, join us and we'll be on our way. Yay, and now we have Catalina. Your new companion hastily packs a satchel for the road, and you are on your way. Alright, so let's check out Catalina. Hello, Catalina. Looks like she's the same race as me. Oh, how do I... Character? Yeah, there we go. She's an acolyte. Looks like she's got a point in strength and perception. Let's see what skill she has. No spells. I think I'm reading this right. Still learning how this works. She has a point in bash, right? And she has a point in shield mastery. When fighting in the front lines, a shield is your best defense. Bolster your armor by mastering better blocking maneuvers with any type of shields. So at skill level 1, 1d1 to armor class, skill mod, etc. Plus to attack speed. Okay? What is... Well, come on, Bash. What do? Heavy weapons muster all your weight behind your swings, ensuring that each hit land and inflicts bone-crushing might. So she just gets a better chance to hit and a better chance to do damage. So... Let me see if I understand this right. So she's got, okay, so she has these two quick skills. Alright, he has explosive trap. You have nothing, and you have nothing. Okay, I think that makes sense. Let me go back to her. Still learning this interface. So let's go here. Yeah, she has no points. Oh, she still has 2 points. Okay, so I was like, I don't know what to spend that on yet, so I'm going to hold off. Okay. Let's see what you have here, Catalina. You have a shield, you have a cloak, and you have an axe. Okay, nice. Alright, so welcome to the crew, Catalina. Oh, look at all these barrels. Slipped in oil, so they go prone. Doesn't look like we take any damage. Bag down and sap spill. I'm still not seeing what that means. There's a chest. Oh, look at all this stuff. A bear claw, a torch. I'm gonna hit tab. A biscotti, and an iron helm. Nice. So let's go to inventory. And see what does this iron helm do? Oh, AC +1, CS plus 0.2. I do combat speed. I don't know. Actions, physical DC. I've still got to learn what all this means. But I'm going to put this on him because if the main character dies, the game ends and you have to reload. So, and he's my main character. And one thing you'll notice here is everything you put on does change the appearance here. So I know several reviews that I was reading mentioned that. So what else can we do here? Oh, what's this? Oh, here's another barrel. Did we get anything? Oh, something. Emeralds. Alright. Anything else? Oh, another barrel. It's like a Cracker Jack box. You don't know what you're gonna get. Alright, I'm gonna magnify out. See what we got here. Can I even go around here? I don't even, yeah, I can't go here. Can I go here? I don't think I can go here. Or can I? No, I can't. I'm being teased mercilessly. Okay. Let's see what else we can find. It looks like that I cannot get into this stuff. Looks like it's yeah, it looks like it's purposefully designed to only let me go so far. Now, I want to test this Woodwise stuff. Who was it Did I give him woodwise? Yeah, let me try that. Click on that. Nothing. Nothing. Somebody's got woodwise. Did I give it to him? I think Wilhelm's got woodwise, now that I think about it. Yes, woodwise 1. So I'm just, supposedly if you click on stuff, so there's Wilhelm. Let's grab woodwise. Nothing. May not be anything to, I think maybe it has to be an interactable object already. So, probably wasting my time, since none of this stuff is glowing like I can interact with it. Nothing. Oh, there's an emerald. Or emeralds, I should say. More ducks. I'm gonna warn you now. I try to explore everything. I don't like leaving any fog of war that I can possibly get to. So I'm usually really thorough in exploring my maps. Oh, what the heck is that? A crab goblin. Or a crop goblin. Looks like crab, but... Okay, so we killed it. Oh, and my guy took some damage here. Okay, so he's got 14 of 24 hit points left. A healing fungus. Alright. So this is probably a good time to figure out how this stuff works. Wait, first of all, you. Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of them. I see I got killed. So boom. I'm gonna have to, I haven't quick saved or anything for a while. So I'm gonna have to go through all this again and get us back to where we are, or to where we were. Yeah, wow. I'm gonna have to go back and do all that over again. So I'm not gonna subject you to all that. I will end the video here and go through everything again and get us back to that point. And then that will be part 3. So thanks for joining us for this. And as they say, death can come swift. I need to be doing my quick saves. So this game is no joke. We'll catch you next time for part 4 of Serpent in the Staglands. Make sure to like the video and leave a comment if you could. That helps me out tremendously. Thanks so much for watching. Shane plays Serpent in the Staglands.